Hey guys, a question I get asked quite a lot is, should I try swimming for my lower back pain? Now, it's not as simple as yes or no. In this video, I'm going to try and explain what my thought process is regarding swimming and whether it could be appropriate for you. So the first thing you need to figure out is kind of where you are in terms of your pain. Now, if you've ever seen or listened to any of my previous videos, you would have heard me talk about the 3 phases of pain. Phase 1 is all about just getting pain down. Phase 2 is about restoring the flexibility and mobility, and phase 3 is about restoring strength. If you want to learn more about this, you can get more information in my free ebook, which is in the link in the description box below. But if you've got back pain, first of all, let's think about what phase you're in. Now, if you are in acute pain, if there's a lot of pain, you can barely move, there's a lot of spasm, then what you can do in the pool is going to be completely different to if you're in phase 3 and trying to strengthen your back. So if you are, let's say, in phase 1, so you are in acute pain and you want to just try and get the inflammation and the pain down. If you want to go into a pool, I would definitely say you need to avoid swimming. But that doesn't mean that you can't move. And actually, being in the water may help to take some of the weight off your back, your muscles, your joints, your discs. So it can reduce some of the weight of your body. And then if you just gently move around, so just float in the water, a little bit of side to side, a little bit of shimming your hips up and down, and even just walking up and down the pool may just help to loosen up some of the muscles. And as you move through the water kind of almost gently massages your skin and your muscles. So it helps to reduce some of the inflammation in the area. But if you are in acute pain and you are going to do this, don't do it for much longer than 10 to 15 minutes because everything is very sensitive right now. So there's a good chance that you could flare it up. And once you get out of the pool, it could be even worse. Now, moving further along, let's say you are past the point where it's acute. So the pain has come down, you say maybe at a 5 or a 4 out of 10. This is where it starts to get a bit more complicated. If you are going to try swimming, there's a good chance that your back muscles are in some form of spasm. And this is why phase 2 is important, because it helps to stretch and release some of these tense muscles. But if the muscles are in a state of spasm, there is a possibility that swimming or any activity could make the spasm worse. So the first question I ask most of the patients that ask me the question is, are you a good swimmer? And this is important because if you are not a good swimmer, let's say you're doing either breaststroke or front crawl. Breaststroke, you are in a forward plane, but as you try and breathe, you lift your head out of the water and you arch your back. So your lower back goes into a lot of extension. This involves contraction of your lower back muscles. And if they're already contracted or already spasmed, this could put it into more spasm. Likewise for front crawl or freestyle, if you are a bad swimmer and you haven't got the breathing, so when you breathe, you should be rotating to the side. What I see a lot of people do is, because they're afraid of swallowing water, they tend to lift their heads up. So they might turn a bit, but then they look up to try and breathe and then they come over. This is the same principle. If you are going to do that and you're not a good swimmer and you're breathing by lifting your head up, again, you're likely to put your lower back muscles into more spasm. So theoretically, swimming is going to be good for you, but you have to make sure that you can breathe. So when you are breathing, if you're doing freestyle, if you're doing front crawl, the key is to rotate the hips and the shoulders at the same time as you come up to breathe. If you're going to lift by lifting your chest and your head, then that's not so good. Same with breaststroke. I would tend to try and avoid breaststroke if you've got lower back pain, purely for the fact that you are lifting your chest, you are lifting using your lower back muscles. If you are further down the line and there's no pain, the spasm has gone, so we're in phase 3 now and trying to strengthen, it's less of an issue. So you're less likely for those muscles to go into spasm, but swimming may not be my first choice for this. So I would tend to advise most of my patients go into the gym and try and strengthen the muscles, and then maybe supplement with a bit of swimming. So generally swimming is great. I do love swimming. You just have to be very careful with what phase you are in. So go and get my ebook to figure out what phase you're in and what you need to be doing about it. Once you feel like you're in the right phase, then swimming is useful, but just be careful. Make sure you're a good swimmer. Make sure you can breathe well, rotate through the body if you're doing freestyle. Inevitably, someone might ask me about backstroke. Backstroke theoretically should be fine. I just don't like backstroke. As an ex-swimmer, I just never used to like backstroke. Partly because you can't see where you're going, but in theory, it's going to put less pressure in your lower back. So potentially that one actually could be okay for you. Just be careful if you're going to be looking behind you, just be careful of arching your back and twisting, things like that. So if you want to give swimming a try, just make sure you're in the right phase, sort of phase 2, phase 3. Make sure you're not going to be going into spasm. And if you are new to swimming or you haven't swum in a while, your fitness may not be so great. So you could potentially overwork your muscles. So maybe 10 to 15 minutes at the most for the first session or two, and then gradually build it up as you get fitter. Anyway, guys, give that a try. If you've got any questions about swimming or back pain or anything related to getting over your back pain, please let me know in the comments section below. I will see you very soon in the next video. So take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon.